Hey, my name is Wilfredo Aqueron, and today we're going to be talking about crowdfunding. Lamar, how you doing today?
I'm awesome.
Yo, you got my message too.
Yes.
First of all, crowdfunding as a core in 3 minutes. What's your name?
My name is Danton.
I'm sorry?
Danton.
Dantron.
Yes.
Dantron, give me $100.
I have $1.
I want $100. You don't believe in me? You don't believe in my vision? I'm good.
Also prove it.
Oh, you're gonna give me the $100
Yeah.
because you're talking already. So I got you halfway in the funnel.
Yeah. If you show me your work, maybe I could give you
You see?
a try.
So this is what I'm trying to say. This is simple. How can we ask for money? And the best way to describe it is not asking for money. Second example. I'm sorry, Lamar. I was planning to use you as an example, but you know me already, so there's no interaction here. Listen, bro, what you like to do?
I like to play guitar and I like to draw and currently work with 3D graphics.
You use Blender.
Yeah. Yes.
It's freaking amazing. Blender, I download it and I erase it the same day.
It does everything that other professional programs like Maya and 3ds Max.
Yes.
And guess what? For free. For free. Yeah.
They're open source, so they're free. I know that, but there's a learning curve there. So you're a smart guy. Listen, probably in the future I have this project I would love to do involving Blender, especially for compositing and 3D model.
Right.
Okay, so you guys seeing what I'm doing here? I'm talking the same language. I'm building rapport. Now, listen, bro.
Yeah.
I have this project in the future, and I would love for you to be part of this project. I would love for you to support this project. I'm gonna try to get the funding, but I would appreciate if you can, we have the same interest and the same love for what we do. I would appreciate your support. What do you think about that?
Sure. Do you have anything to show, like a portfolio?
Yeah, of course. I do have a portfolio, I have a website, and I have everything else that you'll be interested. Not only that, I will promote your work too. And we relate already. Probably we drink the same drinks. So you guys see the difference between going to him and asking for money and relate to him and try to get some money. At the end of the day, it's a community. And we see crowdfunding as a means to get money, but the reality is we are building a community. We're building a list. Please. So basically, I'm going to divide this in two parts. Basic promotional concepts, which is the business portion, the marketing portion, the concepts that you guys are going to work with in the future. This is what it's going to give you guys the upper hand. And then we're going to do a weekly action plan, which is 8 weeks. 8 weeks before you start your crowdfunding campaign. You don't deliver your crowdfunding campaign, you open your crowdfunding campaign, and then sit there and wait for the money. That's the wrong way, the wrong approach, and we see that every day. Now, statistics. Smaller is better. Lamar, your production. Divide it. Do a crowdfunding for pre-production. Do a crowdfunding for production. Do a crowdfunding for post-production. And do a crowdfunding for distribution or film festivals. It's easier to do and to create a crowdfunding page of $50,000 that ain't gonna work than creating 4 of 7 or 5 or $7,000, because that's a second bullet. Most of the crowdfunding campaigns, statistically, that actually reach the goal are under $7,000. Now, there's a few factors that we can leverage on your project, like any type of talent or endorsement. And that will come with pre-production and the planning, which we're gonna talk in the 8 weeks I told you guys. That's where we're gonna look around and we're gonna leverage what we have available for us. Now, The average campaign is 9 weeks. I guess you guys already talk about this.
Just a little bit. I said about 30 days. Yeah.
30 days, 9 weeks. Some people think because they live there, the crowdfunding is like the stock market. Guess what? If you have money in the stock market, the first thing you do is as soon as it hit high or low, you sell. It's called limit, stop limit. Now, first week of crowdfunding. Listen, if you open a crowdfunding campaign and your own friends, your own family, your own cast and crew doesn't support you, what's that say about you, about your project? You just open a crowdfunding campaign, you have 5 people working for you in the department of the production, you have 5 good actors, 0 in 3 weeks. Or they're not committed, they don't care, or they don't believe in what you're doing. Simple as that. And that's clear message. Now, marketing, when it's related to crowdfunding. Who knows what is a backlink? Backlink? Jeff? Backlink? No.
Are you talking about like you put your link somewhere else? And
Yes.
I couldn't understand you.
Yes, full disclosure to the crew right in the back, I do have a heavy accent, so try to focus in my hands. Backlinks. Believe it or not, they actually help your page to rank higher. It's like this website, Udemy, is the same way. YouTube is the same way. You create links directing to your website, or in this case, the crowdfunding page, I will rank higher compared to the rest of the pages. Now, social media. There is an equation for social media. We're going to talk about it. The reality is, and this is simple, the more people you are involved with, not necessarily friends, because sometimes we belong to groups, the more chance to succeed. And that goes higher and higher depending how engaging you are. Remember the example I just did with you? We were talking about Blender, things like that. Just think about that type of conversation in social media. And then I ask you, listen, can you share this link for me? Oh, you will be like, of course I'm gonna share it for you. I'm not the kamikaze who go into a group and just start dropping links like crazy. That's spamming. Nobody cares about that guy. That guy is desperate. He's not building the way he's supposed to be building. Building what? Authority, building connections. Now, another mistake that we see really often is we do all this work for the crowdfunding campaign. And most of us think like the video is the only thing you have to do. Guess what? You have to keep going, keep updating. If somebody gives me $100, don't forget about that person. Tell him, listen, we already reached this goal. Thanks for your support. And this is an update. Don't take their money. It's like you give them the money when we start talking, and they never talk to you. How will you feel?
And like the person doesn't really care, you know.
Exactly. Even if I do my project, even if I deliver. Now for the next project, I'm gonna reach to you. You never heard to me, and you're gonna be like, dude, do we know each other?
Yeah.
That's real life. It's a social interaction. Now, here. Who likes Star Trek? Who knows about the Renegades? The independent film Renegades. Well, the last crowdfunding campaign, they did $4 million. Why? Because they did the homework. They know there's a big fan base where? In Germany. And when you write Renegades, the series, TV series, and you go to the press release, right in the back, I found 2 in German language. It's not only about United States. There's people out there who love the industry. It doesn't cost much sometimes to reach to somebody to translate. Right now, you told me you have a crowdfunding project and you have a press release. Either, Will, listen, can you hook me up with this? And you sit with me, I translate it, give it to you, post it. You know what? You just reach another market, and probably that market is not competitive. Because we see in here SEO, marketing, promotion, things like that. The internet is overcrowded with noise. The reality is some of these places where you can get support are not. Italy, perfect example. Translate. Germany. UK it's a rough area right there. Japan, depending the niche. If we talk about Japanese animation, there's people all over the world who watch Japanese animation. Wow, if I tell you something, I used to watch Japanese animation when I was a kid in Puerto Rico, in Spanish. That's how diverse is this market. Make sure you do your homework. Make sure you find your niche. Now, sales funnel, which is the things to know, and the first thing we're going to talk about. Who here knows what is a conversion rate? Who here knows what is a sales funnel? We see it every day. We see it every day. Like right now, that's part of the sales funnel. Sales funnel is a way to get you guys, build authority, build trust before I make a pitch. Now, this is the first thing you do. Awareness, interest, decision, and what is called call to action. So there's a process. The same way I was talking to him, I was trying to make my pitch. The first time, what I did, straightforward from here to here, doesn't work. Now, if you go by the procedure, it will work a lot better. Now, SWOT analysis. One of the major tools when you work with marketing. If you don't know yourself, if you don't know your weakness, you don't know how to approach it. Who have done a SWOT analysis before? That's basic business. Now, if we check the example of SWOT analysis, they have 5 square, 6 square, even 8 square on nowadays SWOT analysis. You don't want to deal with those. Those are for people who are actually working marketing full time. And it gets complicated. You want to do the basic, what you need. Your project, give me an idea. A pitch.
All right. A series of videos to get high school students to be more aware of creative technical jobs in Central Florida.
Okay, you killed me with that one. You have like 10 markets there. Right. But that's good. Right. Because now you can, your marketing plan, business plan, it should be like this big. Sure. But strength. What's your strength when it comes to that subject?
Okay, I guess knowledge of educational systems.
Knowledge and educational system.
Right.
What else?
Knowledge of video production.
What else?
This is a guess, but I believe I'm in an area where there's a lot of opportunity for people to go into these types of jobs because of the theme parks and the hotels and the live event venues.
There's a market. Now, opportunities. This is internal. This is you. Sure. External.
Sure.
What opportunity? You say the last one is more like an opportunity because
Okay.
you talk about the market.
Sure. All right. So
what would be an opportunity for you?
in other words, for this idea to be successful, or things that this idea could do. I mean, there's kind of a running theme in this country about types of education and people not paying attention to all types, like doing the college degree and not paying attention to other types. So there's probably a way to tap into that. Here's a way to do technical education that will get you a good job, and you don't necessarily have to have a degree to do it.
So that's an opportunity.
Yeah.
Now, what's your weakness? We all have weakness.
Yeah, sure. I mean, the common one for a lot of things like this is getting people aware. Right?
Okay.
So I'm probably not very strong in marketing. I'm probably not very strong in business.
Okay.
I would need help in those areas.
Okay, what's the other weakness? You have a crew. You have everything squared away.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, I probably could get that stuff together. Yeah.
You probably, or you have a plan to get it.
I don't have a plan for that.
There you go. That's a weakness.
Okay.
You don't have a plan. That should be there. Into the weakness. I'm not
No, no, it's.
By any means, I'm
No,
not hitting on you,
it's okay.
nothing like that. I'm just saying
We're all
that's how it
riffing off
works.
an idea that just popped out.
Threats, and this outside, external.
Yeah,
Who's your competition?
right, okay, sure.
You gotta check who's your competition,
Mhm.
what they're doing, what type of messages they have, what's their perception, social perception of your project. This is a big one right here, because when we are artists and we're businessmen, we are hybrid. The reality is, you cannot be both. You have to first be the artist or the businessman and then change. And for the purpose of crowdfunding, you need to start with the business. What type of opportunity? The log line you sent me, it does have this. You don't have this, you have a little bit of this, and you're good in this, and your friends too. I already checked both of them. They are perfect to do a small, short crowdfunding campaign for those short movies. Now, to the next slide. Sales copy. Who knows about what is a sales copy? You are in the business, so you know sales copy is really important. What is sales copy for you?
Well, could be an advertisement, it could be a letter, it could be a brochure with words that make people want to buy what you're selling.
Exactly. Now, this is a sales copy in a nutshell. Headline. You gotta capture them by the headline. This is a time frame to do something. $2,000 to do a feature film. That's a sales copy. Of course, we're talking about crowdfunding campaign. This is your weapon when it comes to sales copy. Now, sub-headline. You have to explain how you're gonna get to the first headline. The body of the copy, which is a description, testimonials, videos, and of course, a call to action. Sometimes people do all this and they don't have a call to action, so nobody knows where to click. And the call to action can be click into my crowdfunding campaign or click into my email list. Probably you don't even have to mention the whole crowdfunding campaign. You're talking about a subject related to your film. Yes,
Now, with crowdfunding, I'm new, I know nothing about it.
don't we all?
What about branding? When would you say branding should come in? That identification of,
That's the second part. Because remember, we're gonna go into the 8 weeks preparation. And branding, and you're right, branding is one of the most important things in crowdfunding. Branding gives you the trust of people. Branding gives you the face behind a project. Project branding, individual branding, artistic branding, they all go hand to hand. And as a filmmaker, you will have this type of brand. I'm a horror filmmaker or a documentarian. But as a person, you should have your own brand. I believe in this. I believe in this. So people can relate with you. Now, we're gonna jump there because that's the second part. This is really long, so I'm trying to move a little bit faster for the time we have, but we're doing good so far. I know some of you guys probably are bored already. If somebody's bored, please raise your hand. And we do some push-ups together. Oh, come on, Major. Let's do some push-ups together. Now, what's the difference between the landing page and the sales copy? This is important.
The sales copy is trying to get people to the landing page, where the landing page is specifically what they see when they first get to your campaign.
Yes. Not only that, the landing page is where you're going to refer everybody to leave their email address and the information if they're interested to be part of the community or be part of your project. After you have that email, you're closer to your goal. Believe it or not, if you got 2,000 emails, quality emails, we're not talking about emails of people that they're looking for coupons for groceries. We're talking about people who are interested in your project. They will convert if you do it right. Now, SEO. Everybody have heard about SEO here. What's the heart of the SEO?
It's writing things so that both humans and computers can find it.
That's the definition, but that's not the heart.
All right.
You know what's the heart of the SEO? The Google algorithm. They change like 3 times a year. It's annoying. But they will, back 10 years ago, people, we used to have like 3,000 links, backlinks, spamming everywhere, and that would work. Nowadays, it's different. You got to respond. You got a landing page, original content, the tags. So all these factors will help not only your landing page, not only your website, they will help your campaign page. And it's good to know it. I know it's like 500 pages, the Google algorithm. That's my go-to bathroom reading sometimes. If you got time, just take a look at it, or try to get someone who took the most important part and review it. I highly recommend it every 2 months, because they love to change it every 2 months. People get smarter and smarter, and they look for loopholes all the time to just rank. And you don't want to rank for 1 week. You want to stay there, because guess what? When you finish your project, what you going to do? You're going to distribute. You're going to try to sell it. Am I right or wrong? So might as well start doing the heavy lifting from the beginning. We're not only doing this to get the money and do the project, and that's it. No. You do have an email list, and you do have a solid structure in your website. And talking about SEO, there was something called PR. You guys remember the page ranks? Page rank 1, 2, 3. You remember that?
Is that something that, is that like has to do with copyrights?
No. Page rank actually is the strength of a website. How famous is the website? Wikipedia is a page rank 9. Meetups is a page rank 8 or 9. So a backlink for Meetup to your website will give you this: trust flow and citation flow. I don't want to get into trust flow and citation flow, because that's a whole hour of marketing talk. But it's good to know for you guys to research trust flow and citation flow. Short read, so you guys understand the basics. And pretty much, this is how it's supposed to look. And this is a trust flow average by industry. Arts 80, music 79, arts and movie 80, literature 77. Now, to get to 80, it's not easy. You need to know what? The Google algorithm and where to allocate the backlinks. So that's something for you guys to think while you composing the marketing plan. Now, backlinks. Who understand this? All the concept. So my niche right now is going to be sick puppies, to help sick puppies. A movie about, or documentary about, to help sick puppies. Now, if I start posting everywhere, I will be considered a spammer. And what's Google's going to do to me? It's going to kick me out of the curb. My website, my Indiegogo campaign will never reach where I want to go. So there's websites called 2.0. And you guys know about this. Tumblr is one, WordPress.com, and WordPress.org. Any educational website. Meetup. You know why? Because you can blast a press release, which you know is the same content, the same, people's gonna be, press release are distributed the same content like in 300 different places. But guess what? They pass through where? To the big guy. And they don't get hurt because 3,000 people are moving to a press release to their website. And now for that Web 2.0, now you can go to your website with a backlink. Again, research backlinking is important for an Indiegogo campaign. Kickstarter. Warning, don't overuse keyword. If your keyword is Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and every backlink is the same one, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, guess what? Google will recognize that, and they will condemn your campaign. Use phrases. How this person can make a movie like this good. Backlink. Important. People have this problem all the time. They think writing www.mymovie.com is a backlink. It's not a backlink. Backlink start with HTTP. If not, it will not be what? Readable to the crawler. And like I said, protect your website with 2.0 hubs, which that's what I was telling about you guys. Don't send the press release straight to your website. Send it straight to your Facebook campaign. And then your Facebook page to your landing page. Don't send it straight to your website. You will hurt your production page. Press releases. We're almost there, or the whole technicality. Press releases. This is one of the most important one when you're doing a crowdfunding campaign, to get people who are not related to you to start a sales funnel. Now, conversion rate. You guys can see, and this is a big, big difference when it comes online, from 1.15 to 3.92. Believe it or not, conversion rate 3.92 is a big deal. Why? For every 100 people, one will purchase, one will donate. Now, for every 100 people, if you do it right, 3.92 will what? Donate to your campaign. So if you plan to spend a little bit of money in advertising, you want this number, press release. Now, this is, like again, simple. You guys can research this. Most of you guys are filmmakers and smart. I know if you guys are filmmakers, we are smart by default. We're different and we do research. So research how to write a proper press release and research how to actually distribute it. And remember what I said. Try to use the Web 2.0 to filter the impact of the duplicate content. Podcast. How many people here listen to podcasts? I listen to podcasts back to back about law, marketing, filmmaking, reviews. Podcast is a necessary tool. 5 years ago was what? Bloggers. You contact a blogger, he will do a report or he will blog about your project, and you will have a lot of people following you. These people is your main weapon. Your second main weapon, I would say. Your first main weapon is yourself, thinking about your crowdfunding campaign, brainstorming. Now, these are statistics and segmentation of most of the people who actually listen to podcasts. Now, if you guys pay attention here, who's more likely to spend some money? The more the income, the more people feel guilty, believe it or not, and that's psychology too. When you have heavy income and you see people not doing that good, you feel guilty with yourself. Some of us. Well, I don't have heavy income, so I don't qualify. Some people. So they want to give back. Why not put in their faces in the things they like? So some of them have a college degree. What's that said? You need to know what you're talking about when you go to an interview. You cannot go to an interview and start dancing back and forward on production notes on how you're going to do it. Or we're going to figure out. They will figure out before you. They will not invest in you. And believe it or not, this is a really important one. 64% of the listeners have purchased because the authority of the podcast said, you got my blessing. That's how important our podcast. Now, monthly podcast listener, simple. You guys see how we came from 2008 all the way 2015, and we're still running this year, but we got approximately 46 million listeners. Then, even with 1 point conversion rate, if you can reach some of this, you should be funded. You just need endorsement. Community, and this is where you were talking to me about social media. All these channels are social media. Some of them are updated, some of them are not updated. You have international social media too. Don't focus only in Facebook. Facebook sometimes don't convert depending the subject, or will convert depending the subject. Sometimes LinkedIn will convert even better for a crowdfunding campaign because the subject is a documentary, something like that, and there's people right there in LinkedIn working in a non-profit, and they will share your work. Do your research. Now, community, like we did. When you want to share your project, first present yourself to the group. When you go to the Facebook group, present yourself. Say, I'm so-so. Don't talk about your project, just talk about what you want to do in the future, what's your goal. Second, contact the members, participate. And third, do not spam back to back. Influencers. Got one for you. Okay, so I did a research on what you sent me. This is the person to go. And she's open to help you because her website is all about the subject you sent me. For the people who doesn't know, Tori sent me a log line with an idea.
I forwarded it. If you sent me a log line or a description of your project, can you just raise your hand? You guys did. Okay, so the other person's in here, but they did.
Okay, so you guys know what I'm talking about. We're talking about abuse. We're talking about recuperating from abuse. Am I right or wrong? This is what you do for a living. Don't tell me if you make a short that you feel. Even me right now, I'm like, wow, if I were her and you'd come to me with a short about abuse, there's no reason for me not to support you. But remember the approach. Talk to her first. Tell your intention. Participate. I will send, the link is in her link is in the slideshare presentation. If you want to share the slideshare presentation so you guys can actually, all this information is backed by research. I did my homework after I was watching Orange is the New Black. so all the research you got, like college, I add all the research links so you guys can read more about how to do things. There's no way for me to tell you guys how to do the whole, you guys know that already, the whole crowdfunding campaign step by step. But at least you guys have an idea where to search, and that's how everything starts, no? Who knows the Pareto principle? This is simple, 18-20. I used to apply Pareto principle when I was young and I was dating. And my dad taught me that. He told me, son, you ugly. Talk with 10 and 2 will be interested in you. That's pretty much what it is, 80-20. So remember, Pareto principle is different to conversion rate in online. Pareto principle is pretty much everything else what you do in life. If you're gonna go out there and talk with 10 people, most likely 2 will be interested in you. And the reason probably, let me correct myself, the reason why it's so low, the percentage of conversion rate, is because when you do the sales funnel, guess what? First level, the Pareto. Second level, the Pareto. Third level, the Pareto. So when you finish doing your sales funnel, what is left is what? The industry standard, which is 2.35. That's the baseline. Oh, there you go. Conversion rate. I just say no, it's good. 2.35%. Remember this. If you're gonna pay cost CPM, which is cost per mil in Facebook, $1, 2 people will convert into the top of the sales funnel, all the way down. That means if it costs you $1 and your minimum donation is $5, you make $9 or some change after you invest in the campaign. If you do it right and you do the whole funnel the right way, that's how you gotta see it. This is a number for you guys to remember. Everything you do online, 2.35%. So sometimes you have to reach a lot of people to get that 2.35, and that's probably 2 person and a midget. I'm sorry, little people. So you guys see what I'm talking now. There's a lot of work behind, lots of work behind the crowdfunding campaign. And the sad part is, people start doing this work after they launch the crowdfunding campaign. Yes, sir.
Just clarification, so the 2.35% is you've gotten people to do what you want them to do?
That's the final of the sales funnel.
Okay.
So you, of course, you're gonna have a bigger percentage getting into the sales funnel, which is the first level.
Gotcha.
And then you build authority, and some people is gonna be,
Right.
I don't
So
like
that's
him
what
too
you mean
much.
by conversion for every
Conversion
100
rate,
that
yes,
encounter you in any way whatsoever, in this case 2.35,
Yes.
get all the way to the end.
and that's the median of the industry online. And that's when you have multiple levels in your sales funnel.
It's like about, if you start with 10,000, you come down to about 235 that are gonna.
Yeah, but you know what? If you have a team, we won't talk about that. The second part.
I'm just trying to throw numbers there so that they.
Yeah, the number doesn't add up. That's why we have so many crowdfunding campaigns not making even $1. And I've been in both spectrum. I've been in the spectrum of, sadly, trying to do a crowdfunding campaign and push only $600 for $7,000. But I've seen when I work with somebody helping them in the crowdfunding campaign, they make this whole bunch of money. And I realized something. And that's the main thing you were talking, Jeff, is having a team. Because the people I have helped, they have a team of 4 or 5. I'm one Indian here. When you have a whole tribe and they're all doing what they're supposed to be doing, that goes faster. Now, give me your best shot. Questions for the first part, please.
Yes.
Who is it?
I was gonna ask you about crowdfunding. Now, is it demographic based? Are you targeting, or do you just spray it out there?
No, depending on your subject. That's a great question. If your subject is related to Wes Craven's Scream, which were a whole bunch of kids at high school, why are you going to be targeting old people? They care less.
Only if they're familiar with the movie, because now it's 20 years old.
Yeah, but you see what I'm saying? After you do your script breakdown, you have to figure out who's your target. And you do your campaign direct to your target. You don't do campaigns never to everybody. It's a waste of time, it's a waste of money. And you will get burned, and you will close your computer, and you will never see your money. That's why you reach your target. Any other question?
How do you get published? How do you start publishing your whatever project?
The crowdfunding campaign process?
Yeah.
That's the second part. We have 8 weeks before you start your crowdfunding campaign. So those 8 weeks, it's going to be step by step the things you're supposed to be doing.